Beginning with elections, 20 seats done, 70 more to go in Chhattisgarh. And ahead of the second phase of polls on 17th of November, Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel has made a big announcement for women of the state. The Chief Minister has said that if his government is voted back to power in the state, women will be given an annual financial assistance of 15,000 rupees. This announcement is being seen as a counter to the BJP's promise in the poll manifesto of giving 12,000 per year to married women. Let's first listen in to Chief Minister Baghel.
हर साल गृह लक्ष्मी योजना के तहत 15,000 रुपये का खाता में डाला। ये दिवाली के उपहार, दीपावली के उपहार 15,000। ठीक है, छत्तीसगढ़ गृह लक्ष्मी योजना हमार सरकार बनी तो सब गृह लक्ष्मी योजना के हम कोई भेद नहीं करा, सब महिला मल्ला जिन गृह लक्ष्मी है वो महतारी भी हो सकते, बेटी भी हो सकते, पत्नी भी हो सकते। गृह लक्ष्मी मतलब
So let's try and break that announcement for our viewers. Amitabh Tiwari, political strategist. We have Shiba Aslam Fehmi, senior journalist. Shiba, if we were to look at real representation in terms of the parties that have fielded women as candidates in these polls, BJP 14 women candidates, Congress 3 in this assembly of 90. The real representation is about empowering them, not just continuing with these announcements of the BJP countering the Congress countering the BJP.
Thank you very much, Maria. See, when we see the tally of all the five states that are going for the assembly elections, we see the disparity, whether it is Congress or BJP or other parties also. We see that the percentage of women is not satisfactory. The commitment of bringing in women into the political arena, particularly in the parliament, and assemblies are not seen there. And this important question is the facade of winnability is a fake facade, because the women within the party are not groomed to be effective candidate. Only the wives and the daughters-in-laws of the continuing members of the party or the sitting MLA MPs are given tickets most of the time. So it is not about the Congress or the BJP. For us women, it is about the commitment within the parties, the gender question within the parties, and how they are looking at it. Even after having this bill passed in the parliament, we don't see any commitment in any of these parties. So for me, the picture is very gloomy.
Yes, certainly it is. Women are being overlooked or not even considered winnable, and that is the reason perhaps most parties have decided not to field them. But Amitabh, the question then is, what is the point of continuously making these announcements? Women can be good as vote bank, but when it is about ensuring that they reach assemblies or parliament and have a voice of their own, that is certainly certainly not acceptable to these men.
Yeah, so it is fairly surprising that, as you mentioned, the women voter is the kingmaker in all these states. The women outnumber the men in 3 states. Their turnout is more than men in 4 states. But when it comes to representation, what the numbers you are showing is that parties have given less than 10% to 15% tickets to women, while they have been promising 33% women reservation. So it means that these bills and statements and everything is purely rhetorical, and the parties do not probably want to give real representation to women. Winnability is one of the criteria, but could be a fake criteria, as ma'am has mentioned, because women voters are actually coming out in large numbers and voting for the parties. So the tendency or the strike rate of the women candidates, in fact, is more than men candidates. And what is surprising for me is Chhattisgarh. Chhattisgarh Congress has given, I think, some 4 or something you were showing. Chhattisgarh has the highest representation of women MLAs across India. It is 15-16%, despite that the Congress party could find only 4 women candidates to contest elections. I mean, this needs to be called out, but women also do not have much choice. I would say these are the two parties which are available, or they will have to look out for something else. But the promises are empty. It is clearly being seen in
Yes,
the number.
I agree with you, because we have the state-wise data in the upcoming polls, because there are 5 states that are going to polls. If we were to look at Madhya Pradesh, Congress 30 women candidates, BJP 28 women candidates in this assembly of 230, Chhattisgarh 3 women candidates, BJP 14 women candidates, considerably better for the BJP then. In other states, Rajasthan 28 women candidates fielded by the Congress, BJP has fielded 20 candidates. And when we were to look at, say, Telangana, 14 women candidates fielded by the BJP, and Congress 11. My concern here is that how long will this lip service continue? You realize that women are an important constituency, but how long should they be seen as just a constituency? Will women be vocal enough to say that we need representation as much as being seen as an important vote bank? Shiba.
Yeah, actually being vocal is everything in this scenario, because if you are not able to articulate your own agenda within your own party, if you are not being able to put yourself forward, or the agenda of the gender justice forward within the party that you belong to and you have been serving and working for and supporting publicly, then how are you going to get anywhere in politics, in electoral politics particularly? So within parties, women are from here. This is the window from where we can have a peep into the parties, that within these frameworks, the patriarchal system is still existing. There is no space for women to articulate and voice their own agenda and their rights, and only the bahus and the betis, or the family members of the sitting MPs, MLAs are being considered.
Amita, so the larger question is that all this is coming weeks after the entire country celebrated the passage of the Women's Reservation Bill in the Lok Sabha. It was seen as historic. All parties lauded it. All parties voted in the same direction, because they could not have really, afforded women being on the right side of this crucial constituency. But when it is about real empowerment, what we are seeing is essentially everything is falling between the two stools.
Yeah, so it is fairly ironical that in 2 to 3 months ago, we celebrated the Women's Reservation Bill with fanfare. But mind you, there is no fixed date for the implementation of the bill. So maybe everybody jumped the gun. There is no clear date of implementation. That is number one. The women in the political parties have also a role to fight out for the cause of the other women. And I would say that these empty promises would not work, and the women would need to come out and put pressure on these political parties that we will probably vote for nota, or we are not going to vote, or even there is a case for a gender-specific party. When we have so many caste-based parties in India in hundreds and thousands, why cannot we have a gender-specific party? I mean, women will need to come out and fight. The men are not going to give them ticket or...
Absolutely. Amitabh, at least in multiple states, women are being recognized as an important factor, or the X factor for multiple parties. The factor which can tilt the balance of power in favor of one party or the other. So I think that's that will be certainly seen as a good beginning. Perhaps several miles to cover. So happy Diwali to both of you. Thanks so much.